isn't how you feel, it's how you lead. It's that daily discipline of choosing vision over fear, of choosing ownership over blame, and of choosing movement over waiting, even when the results haven't shown up yet. Let's kill the myth right here. Hope is not a mood, it is a mental discipline, and it is your number one competitive advantage when you're under pressure. You've been lied to. They've told you hope is soft, that it's wishful thinking, that it's passive. But real hope is steel, it's strategy. It is a stubborn clarity about a better future and the discipline to move towards it even when the results seem impossible. Hope isn't a feeling, and you don't get it, you build it. I'm Chris Hunsicker, and this is the Dealership War Room. Leadership fire, built daily, fueled intentionally, and delivered relentlessly. And today, we're broadcasting from Bari, Italy, in front of the famous fortress out by the pier. And I want to talk to you today about hope, the kind of hope that builds this fortress, the kind of hope that defends this fortress, and the kind of hope that can defeat this fortress. So let's dive in. Here's the difference between amateurs and elite leaders. Amateurs think hope is a feeling, and that's all it is. Whereas elite leaders know that hope is execution under pressure. Now, let's take a look at hope. How does hope break out? What is hope really? Hope has three qualities to it. First is that you have a sense, a belief, a knowledge that the future will be better than the present, that you have a compelling goal. Number two is agency, this sense that you can choose, you have free will. You can choose to get up, you can choose to lay down, you can choose to step forward, you can choose to quit. As we've spoken in earlier episodes, I talked about this fundamental thing that you can either step forward into growth or backwards into comfort. And every day you're making that choice. And the third and most important element of hope is multiple pathways, that there is a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And you will do whatever it takes, as many different times as it takes, with as many different pathways as it takes. That is hope. And that is steel, and that is power, and that is execution. In other words, I can and I will, even if I have to try 10 different ways. And that is what war room leaders do. You don't get discouraged. You adapt, adjust, move, reframe, and execute again. So let me share with you what I call the hope habit loop that's going to allow you to lead from belief and not from burnout. Let's dive in. There are 4 elements in the hope habit loop. Number 1 is name what you want. And you need to be specific. Not, I want more gross. I want $300,000 of front-end gross. I want to hire 2 new salespeople, and I want to review and audit 1 process. Number 2, own it. Hope. That power to take action, it dies in blame. Decide what's in your control today, and that's where your focus goes. Energy will always follow focus. Number 3, map a next step. What's 1 call, 1 conversation, 1 move, 1 metric that you can move or take action on before lunch today? Number 4, reinforce the identity. Say it. I'm a builder. I move things forward, even in the fog. This goes back to the mantra that we talked about yesterday. You've got to have something that you say to yourself over and over and over again to train your focus, train your mindset, and move you forward. This is the most important thing I'm going to say in this podcast. You do not need 100 steps. You don't need a brilliant strategic plan. You need 1 step plus belief repeated over and over again. Today's War Room Challenge, it's simple. I want you to write down 1 area where we're stuck and then ask yourself these questions. Number 1, what do I want? What's the outcome I'm looking for? Number 2, what's in my control? And number 3, what is a next step I can take before noon today? And say this to yourself. I'm a builder. I keep moving forward. I'm not here to manage. I'm here to multiply. And repeat that over and over again. Now that you understand how powerful hope is, understand that one of the greatest skills any leader can have is the ability to build hope in another person. Almost anybody can explain a process. Some people can train. A few people can even motivate. But your ability to instill hope, that is a unicorn-like magical quality that when you have that, that changes everything. It's often said, man, I need to go light a fire under my people. I got to tell you, anyone can light a fire under someone and get movement or action for a short period of time. But what you want is the ability to light a fire in someone. Because when you can take the fire that burns inside of you and transfer it to someone else and light a fire of hope in them where they can feel the grit, they can feel the psychological resilience, they can feel the belief and the ability to move forward even when things are hard, that is perhaps the greatest gift that a leader can do. And if you think back on coaches, mentors, teachers, parents that really touched you, that is what they did. They found a way to take the belief and fire that was in them and light it inside of you. And that is how you were able to achieve the things you do. And you remember and honor those people to this day. here's what I want you to do. I want you to go out and make sure that today you start becoming the kind of person that your team remembers 30 years from now, because you're the leader that lit the fire that changed their life. So now that you know hope is not a feeling, it's steel, it's strategy, it's execution. It is one of the most critical resources you have in your organization. And everything you do in leadership should be built around the idea of preserving and expanding hope in yourself and in your team, so that you have that psychological resilience, that grit, that ability to take action when nobody can see the results, to move forward when things get hard, to press through the fog until you absolutely get to the other side. So today, let's go create some leadership fire and burn hope bright in yourself, in your team, and in your organization. And I will see you tomorrow in the Dealership War Room.